Most console players in Delta Force throw fights without even realizing. In this video, we'll cover peeking, aim assist, audio, playing into your advantages, and angles. Alright, tip number 1 is peeking. If you played any FPS game before, you already know a thing called peeker's advantage. If you don't know what peeker's advantage is essentially if two people were standing in a hallway, the first person that exposes their body to the other person is most likely going to win the fight. It's not a guarantee, but it's a high chance they're going to win the fight. But don't expect to just jump in front of everybody and expect to win every fight. In this game, you die very quick. The time to kill is very fast. And holding angles in this game is very strong. The way you abuse peeker's advantage is 1, knowing your enemy's location, and then 2, swinging, whether that's jump peeking or snaking. Those are the main 2 ways abusing peeker's advantage. There's also quick peeking. The way you snake in this game is you prone and then you run forward and then prone again, and then whenever you're ready you just shoot the enemy. Snaking is very strong in this game. I don't ever see anybody else use it, even on PC. The only downside to using it though is that you have to run a very good build with a decent amount of handling, because if you don't, it's going to be very slow and sluggish. You want it to be snappy. Like in this clip, you see I almost sold a 1v3 because I was snaking with the budget CI-19. It didn't have a decent amount of handling, it was low, and I also pulled out my melee, so that's another reason why I almost sold the fight. But let's go ahead and move on to tip number 2. Tip number 2 is audio, and I swear bro, you better not be playing off the sound of your TV. The amount of times where I'm slow walking or even regular walking and people are just walking past me is crazy. I will admit the sound design in this game is trash, way worse than other games. Once you get used to it, it'll net you a lot of free kills. That's how I get most of my kills. Always be aware of how much sound you're making. Don't always be running. You always want to be walking or to slow walking until you know no one's there. You never want to make too much sound because it's very loud and you can easily pinpoint where somebody's at. For audio settings, I recommend having sound effects super high while keeping the music and everything else low. I also recommend having binaural audio on, specifically the directional binaural audio. I haven't tried the regular one out, but I've been having that one on and I'm getting used to the audio and I can hear everything pretty decent. From the healing cues, breaking glass, reloading, it definitely helps out a lot. Another thing I recommend is getting used to knowing what the NPC steps sound like and their audio cues. The difference between an NPC, when an NPC is walking or running, they usually only keep that one pace, such as when they're running, they're only going to be running for an extended amount of time and then they'll stop. For a player can run way longer than an NPC. They can walk slower than regular NPCs. There's a lot of differences between the audio. I recommend just listening and learning as you play. Tip number 3 is aim assist. Aim assist in this game is not as strong as Apex Legends or COD, but you can still get some decent aim assist and beam people, making it look like aimbot. So in this game, there's no aim assist fully tracking wise. When you stand still, your aim assist does not track the person. The way you get it to track the person is by moving your left stick left and right, which is called rotational aim assist. And this is how you're going to be getting your most aim assist and being able to track people that are moving fast and snaking and jump peeking. So I would recommend you always be strafing left and right while you're shooting. This also applies for peeking too. If you're peeking in and out of a corner, make sure you're moving your stick left and right while you're peeking. This way you still get aim assist and you beam while you're peeking in and out and being hard to hit. You're going to be using your aim assist just to track the general location of the person, and then your right stick for raw aiming and micro adjustments. Tip number 4 is angles and map knowledge. This is something that's going to take time by either playing the game or watching other high tier level players play. These are things like rat spots, knowing every entry and exit point that you can get through while being sneaky, little pixel peak angles that let you have a long line of sight or where people aren't going to expect, like off angles. I can go through a few in this video, but I recommend just watching some of my gameplay or some of other people's gameplay like Poach, Nuisance, Chat, I'm Marksman, Gorilla. They all have pretty good rat spots and the game's been out on PC longer, so they know more rat spots and good angles. I've only been playing Zero Dam, so I can learn the map more. I feel like it's better to just go to one POI and just learn that POI till you feel comfortable and then go to the next. And then once you're comfortable with the whole map, you can start with the next map. Knowing the spawns on a certain map you're playing on and knowing the timings of when another team can engage you at that POI is also good to learn, because then you can expect when someone's already there and how long it'll take them to get there and if you'll beat them there. The last tip of this video is playing into your advantages and playing into the enemy's disadvantages. For example, in normal mode, I always run blue gear no matter what with purple ammo. Most people in this mode are usually running purple and gold gear, with usually purple to gold ammo. Knowing this is my weakness and how I choose to play, I almost never push a fight head on. I always use utility, play for sound, or try to get the jump on the enemy while they're not looking at me. If I were to take the head-to-head fight with someone that had gold armor and I had blue armor, I would always most likely lose, even if they had worse ammo than me. If it's equal and we have the same armor and the same ammo type, then it comes down to baiting enemies' utility and using your utility to give you an advantage in that fight, such as chip damage to force them to heal, or back up so you can take more space, or to push up off your utility and just get aggressive to finish the fight. If you have gold armor in normal mode, you usually can play more aggressive because not much other people run gold armor. Most other people have purple or blue, so if you naturally have better gear, you most likely want to play more aggressive. That's all the tips, and that's the end of the video. I stream 1 to 2 times a week, so if you want to play with me, make sure you have notifications on to see when I'm live. I try to play with as much viewers as I can because solo can get boring sometimes. I also try to post videos 2 times a week, so also make sure you got notifications on to know when I'm posting a new video. That's all though. Peace.